while we handle this legal business, I'll give you a chance to hit that like button already and subscribe. Ding that bell for notifications, because welcome to the place to be reviews. I'm Etep Wakuian. Be sure you're following us across social media: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, podcast on Spotify, Anchor, and iTunes. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We are everywhere you want to be. This is Batwoman, Season 1, Episode 8, A Mad Tea Party. I am reviewing this episode for you. I am suffering for your sin. So, Batwoman, Season 1, Episode 8, A Mad Tea Party. Now, this whole show is absolutely hilarious. This episode, it's been 2 weeks since we've had an episode, so, I mean, hooray for us, right? It's great. And I bet you guys missed this show as much as I did. Well, we start with Kate's rather blasé narration, the same tone Ruby Rose uses with every scene she delivers. Blah, blah, blah. Batwoman is beating up one of Alice's thugs. GCPD shows up and arrests him. Now, she got his coat, which was made a joke about, oh, vintage the whole time. So it has a cell phone in it. And back at the Batcave, Kate gives Luke the coat and the phone to track the goon to find Alice's location. Okay, so we are treated to this lovely scene. Now, Alice, we see her tossing around clothes. Kate is seen entering, just walks right in like, hey, how you doing? Can I borrow a shirt? Asks her if she hired the rifle to kill her because someone in her suit was shot by the coil accelerator, the weapon designed solely to kill her. Alice tells her that anyone who designed the weapon is dead and shows Kate that she has the sole round that could pierce her suit and that Alice is protecting her. Well, it's a rather weird fucking way of showing it, but, whatever. What are you going to do, right? So, Kate then notices a picture from the day of their bar mitzvahs, Mazel Tov, and tries to play on Alice or Beth's humanity with it. Alice gives it to her and tells her to leave because she's trying to find something to wear. Pan out, and Kate is surrounded by Alice's goons, and they just let her leave, just as easily as she walked in, she leaves. So, like I said, she was really never in any threat here, and this scene was just it was over melodramatic. Like, this is a central theme in this episode. We cut to Jacob on a phone call, and he's attacked by Alice's goons who tase and kidnap him, throw him into a van. Kate and her sister Mary are seen in Kate's new property, which, remember, she's going to turn this into a gay bar because it'll really piss off the restaurant owner across the street who kicked her out for quote-unquote having sneakers. And we all know why. Pale, male, stale, and homophobic. So Mary's asking Kate if she'll go to this gala event later this evening. The dialogue drones on. Kate brings up the betrayal about Catherine. Mary is saddened by Kate's dismissal of her appeals and brings up the fact that Jacob is attending, but he really isn't because he's been kidnapped. But wait, the plot thickens. Dun, dun, dun. We cut to quote-unquote Jacob at Crow headquarters, but it's not Jacob, it's Mouse wearing Jacob's face. And, doing his voice and all that because Mouse is a perfect voice imitator. And like he's wearing his face like a CW dollar store leather face. He's approached by Kate, who asks him about the gala event. They start talking about him taking up Catherine on her invite and he justifies Catherine's actions and faking the death of Beth. Blah, blah, blah. Didn't mean for that to rhyme. I'll spare you the dialogue. We cut away to Alice waking up the real Jacob as he's chained to a pipe on the ceiling, and Alice is telling him that she isn't in charge, that he isn't in charge here, and Kate won't know he's gone. Alice asks him why he didn't have the skull fragments tested for DNA. Jacob tearfully admits how much he missed Beth, and he admits he was wrong for not having the DNA tested. We get a tearful Alice right before she goes back into psychotic mode, and then she declares it is the day of her mad tea party and that he's invited. Well, that's rather nice of her to invite dear old dad. Rachel Scarston really works the crazy angle well here. She continues to be the only reason I can derive any enjoyment from this dumpster fire. Kate's back in Bruce's office with Luke, pondering why her dad is so quick to forgive Catherine, and then she figures it out and calls quote-unquote Jacob because she knows it's Mouse. She baits him with a lie just to be sure, and tells Luke that Mouse is imitating Jacob, of course. Let's see, Kate's back in Bruce. Did that. Sophie and Tyler are talking. She suggests a trip and asks, or she suggests that they take a trip, and then he asks if he's jealous over Kate, and in comes quote unquote Jacob, which is Mouse, telling them the plan for the evening. Kate texts Sophie, tells her that Jacob is Mouse in disguise, but before she can do anything, Mouse shoots both of them in the back of the neck with tranquilizer darts, ties them to chairs. We'll get back to them later on. We're then treated to the auditory, shrill narration of Vesper Fairchild blathering on about some nonsense about the gala, takes a dig at the event being an excuse for the rich people to dress up and say, "Look at me, I'm rich," and dressed up. SJW income inequality moment paired with some rich people bad dressing on the side. Mary is live streaming the limo ride with Catherine and quote-unquote Jacob, drinking champagne. Mind you, this will come into play later on. Really in a painful way, though. Kate is back at Alice's headquarters and tells her that she knows Mouse is pretending to be Jacob, and why doesn't Kate just take her out here? This is ridiculous because she knows that Mouse is Jacob, so she has to realize that Alice has the real Jacob. So use your super bat gimmick and stop prattling on about the fact that Alice Beth keeps a few pictures from your childhood, because I see what the writers are doing and I don't want it because it isn't compelling. It makes no sense. Now, to further expand upon this, if I may, Kate knows that Mouse is disguised as Jacob and is under the impression that Sophie has that situation handled based on their text messaging exchange in the previous scene, unbeknownst to her that Mouse has incapacitated both Sophie and Tyler. So Kate could at least act like a hero and try to force Alice to tell her the whereabouts of the real Jacob. Meanwhile, at the gala would still be under siege from the Wonderland Gang and Mouse, but no, that would make sense. Let's see how this plays out, because that's a bold move, Cotton. Back to Kate, trying to appeal to Alice's humanity and sensitive side, which has gotten her so far over the course of the last 7 episodes, hasn't it? You can't see right now, but I'm rolling my eyes. Alice tells Kate that she left Jacob where he left her, and he's not doing so well, so she might want to be quick about it. Kate arrives, Jacob's gone, of course, and that's an M. Night Shyamalan twist and another eye roll from me. And we're at the gala. We see Jacob under surveillance by Luke using facial recognition tech, and he sees the officer in uniform next to him, or Mouse, isn't a crow, but one of the Wonderland gang members in a stolen uniform. Sophie and Tyler wake up tied up together in Jacob's office. Not as kinky as we'd like, but it is what it is. And Sophie tells Tyler that that was Mouse and not Jacob, and lets him in on why he didn't kill them. Then there's the awkward moment when Tyler brings up that Kate's still in love with Sophie, and that's why Mouse didn't kill her, because Kate would never forgive her for it, and Alice is trying to preserve a very unhealthy relationship with her estranged sister. Oof. So poor Tyler is just in the middle of this whole thing. Well, what are you going to do? It's a CW. Meanwhile, at the gala, Catherine is giving her speech off the teleprompter. The text switches to a message from Alice saying that she inserted a last-minute rewrite, basically telling her the gang is there and armed. If she doesn't read the speech, they'll start the killing. We see Alice standing in the aisle in a ball gown, kind of waves hello. Catherine reads a line, "Tonight, you honor me as one of Gotham's heroes, an honor that I bought and paid for with blood money. Aw. My company makes millions by putting weapons of war in the hands of Gotham's criminals, and then my husband makes even more by protecting you from them. Quite the scam we've got going, wouldn't you say?" This line is a shot from the writers, and definitely some editorializing through the character dialogue regarding their beliefs on weapons in the military-industrial complex. Or am I being too deep and giving them too much credit for being too smart to think about that? So the crowd is buzzing as she continues to expose their fraud, and she says the real villains of Gotham don't go by the names Joker or Riddler or Alice. Again, we get a Joker reference paired with an Edward Nygma Riddler reference, something I'm sure they'll attempt to do an arc with down the road. If this isn't canceled first, please be canceled. Then Catherine's nose starts bleeding. She collapses. We come back and see Mouse attending to Catherine, still dressed as Jacob. Mary calling 911. Mouse leaves to look for help. Ha ha. And a member of the gang dressed as a crow is kind of watching them. Now, as the MC in the auditorium is attempting to calm everyone down, the lights go out and people frantically try to leave, but are held at gunpoint by who they think are the crows. Dun dun dun! It's the Wonderland Gang in disguise. So subversive. Oh my God, didn't see that one coming. We then see Batwoman ready to save the day. She easily defeats a myriad of gang members, every one of them way larger than her, like punching, kicking, karate, chopping her way through them. It's quite hilarious. Sip of water for the working man. Sorry, I'm fighting a cold here. Alice joins Mary and wait. Sophie and Tyler are seen freeing themselves. We go back to this, and they have some dialogue about who cares at this point. Tyler is privy to the information about Sophie and Kate's relationship, and it was all about her rebelling because she always followed the rules. Oy vey. I seriously, I think I gave the writers way too much credit earlier. Alice joins Mary and Catherine and is setting up for a tea party and tells Mary what poison she used on Catherine. It's one that Hamilton Industries designed. It was in the champagne they drank in the limo. Mary overreacts this scene big time. She's really melodramatic, as is Alice. The whole scene is just laughable. Alice offers an antidote in exchange for an apology from Catherine for the pain she caused her. Gee, sorry for poisoning you. We cut back to Kate beating up 250-pound men easily. The stuntmen really give them credit because they make these fight scenes. Then back to Alice watching Kate vomit to death, Mary crying and acting poorly. Catherine apologetically explains why she faked Beth's death. It was done with the intent of appeasing the suffering of Kate. Oh, God, I can't make this up. Then Mary starts bleeding too, so Alice makes them choose who gets to live and who gets to die. What a cliffhanger. I wonder who it's going to be. Alice tells them that Jacob was Mouse. They don't need to worry about him. She goes back to making them choose their fate, and then she leaves. So the two of them argue over who's going to live and who dies. Ultimately, Mary drinks it. Catherine lies there. Alice is approached by Batwoman, asks her who her dad is. Alice says, "Our dad," and then rants about captivity again and how she dreamt of revenge. She quotes Alice in Wonderland. And then tells Kate that she poisoned Catherine and humorously calls Mary a run-on sentence of a human. Kate chokes Alice a bit, like a carradine, and Mouse knocks Kate over the balcony, and him and Alice escape. Catherine tells Mary she knows about the clinic, blah, 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 and Catherine died. Oh, well. Jacob wakes up in an SUV unaware of how he got there. He's dressed in a tuxedo, all sharp, something women like about a sharp-dressed man. He immediately calls Kate, who tests him to see if it's really him instead of Mouse. GCPD shows up. They arrest him as he's in possession of the poison, the empty vial of poison from Hamilton Industries. There's a Scooby-Doo twist. Mary and Kate, not the Olsen twins, are at the clinic. I just noticed that. Mary is reflecting on the bad people she saved, but she couldn't save her mother. And it was exactly to Alice's plan. Mary basically rejects Kate, walks away from her. Kate's trying to apologize. Sophie's arguing with the police about Jacob being wrongfully incarcerated. Tyler asks her if she wants kids and a dog. It's a really awkward conversation that you probably shouldn't have at work, even if you do work with your spouse. He asks if she loves him. She says, "I don't know." And then he just kind of breaks up with her. Of course he did. So they can pair her and Kate together because that's the way it should be in the show, right? Because that's diversity. We end with Jacob and Kate discussing how they're going to deal with Alice moving forward and basically want to kill her. So, basically what took you so long? Well, they had to draw this out for the first half of the season. Oh, yeah, we get a post-credit scene leading into the Crisis on Infinite Earths crossover event. Harry Wells is talking to an entity who gives him some sort of knowledge that will undoubtedly come into play in next week's premiere episode of that crossover. Wells is engulfed in light, transferred across what is supposed to be probably infinite Earths or another reality. So this episode overall, leading into Crisis, which is like a 5-week crossover, 5-episode crossover, we're not going to get any Batwoman for a while. This is like probably the season break before we go into the back half, which is going to be, episodes 9 through 22. Ugh. I'm terrified. So, yeah, I this episode was cringy. It wasn't good. There was a lot of awkward moments. We have more horrible fight sequences with, Kate, Batwoman beating up 250-pound guys. Kudos to the stuntmen for really playing this up for her because it was just bad. So, we didn't get any resolution. The Mad Tea Party was, a one-off. It was just ridiculous. That's all it was her, she's framing Jacob, trying to take him down. Obviously this isn't going to work. They're going to say, look at all these crows down. These aren't crows. These are, gang members and da-da-da-da-da. So, I don't know. I just, the Crisis on Infinite Earths I'll be watching and reviewing too. So, you'll have those to look forward to in lieu of any Batwoman episodes. So, it'll be nice. Hopefully it goes well. I'm looking forward to it. I haven't watched any of The Flash since season 4. So, I don't know. I don't really keep up with any of these other shows, but I'm just going to check it out just to have something to watch over the break of Batwoman. And hopefully I'll be able to bring you guys some good reviews of it. So, yeah. there's that. This was a painful episode to sit through. Truly, it really was, guys. I'm not gonna lie. These aren't getting any easier. And once I heard it was renewed for or picked up for a full 22 episodes, I could barely contain my cringe and my inner pain. It really hurt. So with all that in mind, moving forward towards Crisis on Infinite Earths, be sure you subscribe to the channel. Ding that bell for notifications. We are up to 122 subscribers at the time of this video. Follow us on Facebook. We have a Facebook page, the official Place to Be Reviews fan page. That's a group you can join, a private group. We have a page you can just follow, the Place to Be Reviews. You can follow us on Twitter at the Place to Be Reviews and at the Place to Be Reviews on Instagram. Email us, theplacetobereviews@mail.com, the world's best mail. Stay tuned tonight for a live episode of the podcast, episode number 78. Monday night Going in Raw with myself, the amazing MJ, Coach Loudy, Linkalec7, and my brother from another mother, the Groovinator from Raiders of the Lost Flicks. Also, tomorrow morning, 8:45 Eastern Time, the morning show about last night. Wednesday night, the Boardroom will be right here on the Place to Be Reviews with myself, the Groovinator from Raiders of the Lost Flicks, Salvador, the Don of 2 Cents Toys, and Commander Cody from Goober Brothers Entertainment. That's all ahead this week, right here on the Place to Be Reviews. I'm E. Tepukui, and remember, if I don't see you, have a great day and a pleasant tomorrow.